to this episode of the Brooklynite TV podcast, where we delve into the stories and issues that matter most in our community. I'm your host, Frank, and today we've got a special episode lined up just for you. Now, as many of you know, November 5th is right around the corner, and with it comes a crucial election that could have a significant impact on our community. We're going to be discussing an exciting political race and someone who's running for office, someone that could bring real change to our borough of Brooklyn, and I'm talking about none other than my old friend and boatyard dockmate, Steve "The Man" Chan, who's running for the New York State Senate this November. We'll explore what these changes could mean for our borough and what you, as residents, may expect from his campaign. So let's get started. Steve Chan's journey to running for the New York State Senate is nothing short of impressive. Born in Hong Kong, Steve immigrated to the United States with his family at age 11, where they settled in Bay Ridge, where his journey truly began. His dedication to serving his community started early and continued through his time as U.S. Marine and later on as NYPD Sergeant. So if you're from the 17th District, which covers part of Sunset Park, Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge, Kensington, and Dyker Heights, or if you just care about the future of our community, this episode is for you. Now, I got a lot to say about Steve Chan's campaign and what it could mean for us, and I'd also like to extend an invitation for Steve to join me on this podcast for a more in-depth conversation if he'd like. So let's get started with who Steve Chan is and why his candidacy is making waves. Steve Chan, again, is a former U.S. Marine and a retired NYPD Sergeant with nearly 30 years of service in law enforcement. Now, he's running as a Republican for the 17th State District seat, a position currently held by incumbent Democrat I-Win Chu. If Chan wins, he would make history as the first Chinese Republican in the New York State Senate. In April, Steve held a fundraiser at the Garden Palace restaurant on 86th Street, which was a significant success. Over 250 people attended, raising over $30,000. This event not only highlighted Steve's strong support base here, but also underscores his commitment to addressing some of the critical issues facing our community. Steve's campaign is centered on a few key issues that he believes are crucial for our community. And at his recent fundraiser, which was again a notable success, Steve spoke passionately about his plans to address crime, bail reform, and illegal immigration. He mentioned that his experience fighting crime on the streets has equipped him with a unique perspective on how to tackle these issues from globally. Now, to quote Steve directly, he said, "My ultimate goal is to help preserve the good values of our community, our city, and our state. I battled criminals in my neighborhood, and now I want to fight crime for money." So let's break down some of the key points Chan made and what they could mean for our borough. Steve's experience as an NYPD sergeant gives him a deep understanding of the challenges we face in terms of crime. He's committed his life to addressing public safety and bringing a law and order approach to the state Senate. Given his background, it's clear that Chan would likely advocate for increased support for local enforcement and tougher measures against crime. This could be a significant shift in the current approach, which might appeal to many who are concerned about crime rates in our neighborhood at the moment. One of Steve's major campaign promises is to address bail reform. He argued that the current system is too lenient and often leads to repeat offenders being released too quickly. This is a hot-button issue in many communities, and it's one that has sparked considerable debate. Chan's stance on this could lead to significant changes on how our justice system handles offenders and could potentially affect crime rates. Chan also plans to focus on issues related to illegal immigration, specifically criticizing the current allocation of resources. He believes that funds spent on illegal immigration could be better utilized elsewhere, such as in education, which I agree wholeheartedly. This is another conscious issue, and his position reflects a broader debate about immigration policy and resource allocation. Now, as somebody who is deeply invested in our community, I have a few thoughts on the changes I hope to see if Chan is elected. First and foremost, improving public safety is our top priority. With his background in law enforcement, Chan has the potential to bring a pragmatic approach to crime prevention and community safety. Additionally, I hope that if Chan gets into office, he will push for comprehensive solutions that address the root cause of crime rather than just focusing on punitive measures. It's important to have policies that not only keep our streets safe, but also provide support and opportunities for those at risk of falling into criminal behavior. On top of the bail reform, while I understand the need for a balanced approach, I hope Chan's proposal will be carefully considered to ensure that they don't inadvertently harm those who are already vulnerable. Reforming bail practices should aim to improve our justice system safely without disproportionately affecting the less fortunate. Regarding illegal immigration and resource allocation, I hope that Chan's focus on education and community service will lead to tangible improvements in our schools and public services. Education is a vital part of this community, and investing in our children's future should be a top priority. Again, I want to extend an open invitation to you, Steve, to join me on this podcast at any time. It would be great and fantastic to reconnect with you and have you share your vision directly with our listeners. Steve Chan's candidacy presents an opportunity for change. For many of us, feeling safe in our neighborhoods, it's a top priority. Steve's proposal, his proposed strategies could lead to increased police presence and more resources dedicated to crime prevention. One of the most compelling aspects of Steve's campaign is his commitment to communities' engagement. Chan has consistently emphasized the importance of listening to residents and ensuring that their voices are heard in Albany. So, Steve, if you're listening, please consider coming on the show. I'd love to have a conversation with you about your campaign, your views, and how you plan to address the issue that matters most in our borough. In the meantime, I encourage everyone to stay informed about the upcoming election and to engage in the political process. As we approach November, it is crucial to remember that every vote counts. This election, make your voice heard by getting out and voting for Steve Chan. Now, your vote can make a difference, shaping the direction of our community and ensuring that our concerns are represented in Albany. Don't miss the chance to be part of this important decision. Get out and vote for Steve Chan this November. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Brooklynite TV podcast. Again, I'm Frank. Thank you for tuning in and joining the conversation. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode. Share this episode with your friends and family about Steve and the future of our borough. Stay engaged, people. Stay informed, and we'll catch you next time.